In this video we attempted to widen a river to stop the flooding, but as we got going we blew an hydraulic line on the 3-point digger and had to stop. We also broke a piece of the bucket as our old welding machine or possibly the welder is useless. So we bought a brand new MIG welder that we are going to test out for the very first time. We nearly completed the parking space, but we were interrupted as a valve in the barn had cracked and completely drained our well. So we had to make a fully automatic emergency water source and integrate it into our home as we waited for warmer weather and rain. Let's just say that in this video, nothing goes according to plan. For those that are new here, my name is Eric. Me and my wife bought this farm on the west coast of Norway some years ago. The farm was left in a bad condition and had not been farmed in more than 50 years. The fields were overgrown by moss and trees, the buildings were crumbling, and the beautiful old stone and wood barn had collapsed. We have slowly been taking this farm back from the decay and are going to turn it into a working sheep farm once again, one step at a time. You are watching Norwegian Farm Life. It's a cold and beautiful February morning and there's not a cloud in the sky. In fact, it hasn't been any clouds for several days now, and that gives me a rare opportunity. A few weeks ago our farm once again flooded and I want to do something about it. The most observant of you spotted on our last videos that the welds on our bucket did not hold. So the first thing that we need to do is to fix this. I have an idea how to make this stronger. One of the things I'm struggling with in my hectic life is to find a balance between the farm and my family life. Our projects are often too big and demanding to include my kids in a good way. That's why I'm so grateful for the sponsor of today's video, Woodworkers Guild of America. Woodworkers Guild of America is an online learning community where you can find high quality videos that are guiding you step by step through everything from beginning projects to highly advanced projects and everything between. I use Woodworkers Guild of America to find projects that I can build with my son. By following the instruction, I could pre-cut all the pieces in advance so that this build would be more fun for him. This project ticks off all the boxes. I get to spend quality time with my son while he gets to hone his woodworking skills. And at the same time, we are making something nice for the farm. The tutorials are easy to follow along with and there are lots of useful tips, like using a nail to pre-drill the hole for the locking pin. The first 1000 of you that click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Woodworkers Guild of America for only $1.49. This offer is valid for new members only. This bird box was truly a treat to make. Thank you so much Woodworkers Guild of America for sponsoring this video. Is it pretty? No. Will it hold? Probably not, but let's find out. This is the spot where all the water from our farm run into the river. I want to open up this part so it's not such a bottleneck. We have a problem. The hydraulic line from the pump blew out, and that means we cannot use the digger. And of course, our welds didn't hold, so we need to find the missing teeth. Since the water is so low, I don't want to miss this opportunity, so I'm going to work on the second bottleneck in this river. Last year I widened the river as far as I could reach with the tractor digger, but this point I could not reach. Further down, the river is sloping so much that there isn't a problem, but the last few meters I need to open by hand. This is not working. The rocks are too heavy to lift by hand and I don't want to throw my back out, so I need a better plan. We also need to fix the digger because I cannot move it without a main hydraulic hose, so I need to order a new one. This turned out to be an expensive fix. I measured the fittings to 3/4 of an inch, and the shop I normally buy this don't have any bigger than 1/2 inch fittings in the finished made hoses, so I need to order a custom made hose. While we waited, me and my son modified some cheap plastic shelves with growth lights, so my wife can use them for her gardening. You can also buy this finished, but it cost about 10 times more than what we used on our project. It's morning, but we have been up for several hours already. I've been watching countless of tutorials on how to weld, but it feels like no matter what I do, my welds fail. I'm starting to think that maybe it's not the welder, but the equipment. Having a farm like ours means that equipment is going to fail, and if I cannot fix it, things are going to get expensive fast. So I have made an expensive upgrade. The first item I bought is a new blowtorch, and that is far more powerful than the one I already have. This should be able to preheat the bucket better than my old torch. Let's test it on some scrap metal. The nut is red glowing, so that is an upgrade. The next item is a gas regulator for the tank of shielding gas. And last but not least, a MIG welder. According to my research, this brand should be good. I thought it said a thread was included, but I guess not. The instruction that came with the welder only contained all the ways I could die. It turns out that I need to download the actual manual online. I also bought a roll of wire for the welder, and that was good, since there wasn't any included as I thought. I've done some research, and this should be the correct wire for the material I'm going to weld. The roll looks big, so the question now is, will it actually fit? I should probably not have let the end go. The wire is everywhere, so I need to take it back off and spool it back in. Now let's test it on a piece of scrap metal. It's not pretty, but so far it's probably the nicest weld I have ever made. I discovered later that the welder was on the wrong settings, without gas and set to low. The new hydraulic hose is finally here. Let's fix this so we can test out our new welder on the bucket. See if you can spot the mistake. I have made the wrong measurements. The fittings were 1/2 inch and not 3/4. I could have bought a standard hose and paid 3 times less. I also cannot return this as it was custom made. That is a major disappointment. It will take several days for a new hose to arrive, so I need to change my plans. It seems like the bucket has some cracks. That's an opportunity to test out our new welder. This time I'm using the correct settings. It seems like you can add the size of wire, the plate thickness, and the welder will make the correct adjustments. This is much easier to weld with than my stick welder. I would probably just have blown a hole in it with the old welder. In my last video, we removed one of 2 piles on our main field. We separated the soil and the rocks so that we could use the soil in dense and uneven parts on the field and the rocks to make more parking space outside our house. While we wait for the new hydraulic hose, we will continue on the parking space. I'm letting the chickens from the small coop out today. That is not popular with the rooster of the big coop. time for some lunch. Today we have grilled chicken wings on the menu. This last rock is too big to put in the parking space, so we need to dump it somewhere else. I still need more rocks to finish the parking, so we will take some rocks that we dug out of the river. It's a few days later and it's been cold and beautiful weather all week. I am eager to continue with the parking space, but there is a problem. The entire piles of shingles is so frozen that I cannot back my tractor into it. I will continue collecting rocks instead. There's only one problem with that plan. They are also frozen together, and these are heavy enough as they are without also having to break them apart. I will literally put the parking project on ice for now, because we have gotten a package in the mail. It's our new hydraulic hose, and this time I'm sure I've ordered the correct type. We are finally going to put a new welder to the test. If this do not work, I cannot blame the equipment. It's getting so dark that I cannot see what I'm doing, and that's probably a good idea to do while welding, so we will need to continue tomorrow. Just when we were getting used to the nice feeling of spring, nature decided to remind us that it's still winter. Welding the bucket will need to wait, because we have a bigger problem. I totally forgot about the cracked valve we noticed during the storm a few weeks ago, and now our weld is running dry. I'm hoping that the insulation will keep the new valve from freezing, or this will probably also crack. Our young ram has been fighting the mineral stone, so this needs some repair. It's a new day and the weather is beautiful, but really cold. My plan today was to continue welding the digger and to finish the job at the river, but it has to wait. Even though we had a lot of snow yesterday, that don't help our water storage. As long as it is so cold, we still don't have a drop of water, so I have been shopping. My plan is to make a fully automatic emergency well in our basement and to integrate it into our existing system to sustain us until the temperature had risen and we had some rain. Before we can start, I need to clear some space. This water tank holds around 200 liter and will be our well. The hose came with a gasket, but as the tank is round, I'm going to swap it for a thicker O-ring. I want this system to be easy to connect and to remove again when we don't need it, so I'm pumping into our existing system by the basement tap. I'm using a quick connector for a piece of garden hose to connect it. We also bought a drill pump. The pump kind of worked, but it was so slow that I just ended up dipping the cans in the river instead. da. This system is far from perfect as we have to refill it every day, but it does allow us to use the dishwasher, take a shower and to flush our toilets once again, so I call that a success. My plan was to end this video with us using the repair digger at the river and thus completing the circle, but as things keep happening this video is getting far too long. Instead, I will end with our ram's unhealthy love-hate relationship with the mineral stone. Remember to hit the subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything but it helps out our channel a lot. If you cannot wait until our next video with knowing what's going on the farm, our Instagram account Norwegian Farm Life is updated regularly. Bye for now.